Spark Books here. Today, I'm going to explain the book, The Secret Life of Pronouns, by James W. Pennebaker. Take care, enjoy the book, and have a nice day. The Secret Life of Pronouns, 2011, shines a light on the everyday language that we seldom pay attention to, revealing the ways in which it serves as a window into our personality and our social connections. Key idea number 1, language style analysis gave the first language analysis computer software remarkable insights. Humans started speaking over 100,000 years ago and writing 95,000 years later. In 150 years, we've invented the telegraph, telephone, television, email, text messages, and social media to improve communication. Language makes us human. How does language reflect us? These words yielded unexpected and unusual results. The author observed that as participants moved between I words like I, me, and my and alternative pronouns like we, you, she, and they, their health improved. The author developed one of the earliest language analysis tools to answer this topic. The author wondered in the 1980s if writing about profound trauma could help mental health. Linguistic Inquiry and Word Count, LIWC, was established to examine his patients' essays. These essays' psychological concepts-related terms were counted. The program may count anger-related terms like hate, rage, kill, and revenge. Finally, the computer calculated psychological state-related word percentages. Positive words like love, compassion, and happy boosted mental health. This program showed more than the patient's mental health. In the 1990s, one of the author's graduate students suggested analyzing the writings differently. Instead of analyzing essays using nouns, verbs, and adjectives, they could assess the subject's writing style, articles, prepositions, and pronouns. These words yielded unexpected and unusual results. The author observed that as participants moved between I words like I, me, and my and alternative pronouns like we, you, she, and they, their health improved. Key idea number 2, style words reveal our social skills despite their invisibility. Words vary, some offer meaning and information, while others assist grammar. Words can be classified as content or style, or function. Words, nouns, verbs, adjectives, and adverbs make up content words, for example, sadly, happily. Content words communicate information by having a culturally shared meaning for an object or action. Pronouns, articles, prepositions, negations, and conjunctions are function words, like and, but, because. Function words connect, shape, and arrange content words, yet they are meaningless alone. Analyzing text shows that function terms dominate human language. Our minds naturally ignore function terms and focus on content-related words. Style words reflect a lot about our social skills. Brain structure explains this. The frontal lobe's Broca's region controls function words and social abilities. Numerous studies have linked the frontal lobe to the ability to express, conceal, and read facial expressions. Function words reflect our social talents and how we view our social environment. Key idea number 3, gender and self-focus affect vocabulary. Most people would say men use more I words like I, me, and my, while women use more positive emotion words like love, fun, and good. Do men and women use language differently? They do, oddly. Their pleasant emotion statements are not the difference. Women use more I words. Women use I words more than men in discussions, blogs, and speeches. Why? Women use more I words than men, according to research. Women also employ cognitive words like think, reason, and believe, which represent different methods of thinking, more often than men. Men utilize articles, a, and, the, more than women since they discuss about specific things like the busted carburetor, a steak, etc. Socialization may explain these disparities. Mindset and gender can also affect language. The author examined the diaries of a transgender man who had testosterone injections every few weeks. I words increased after the injections. He was undoubtedly more self-conscious and aware of hormone effects. As the effects wore off, he became less self-focused and utilized more social pronouns in his diaries: we, us, he, she, they. Key idea number 4, writing styles reveal people's thoughts. Humans communicate using words. Emails, discussions, blogs, and professional writing can reveal more about a person than just their beliefs. The author found 3 thinking styles that match 3 writing styles. In an experiment, participants wrote stream of consciousness essays about whatever came to mind. These essays revealed 3 distinct writing styles. Formal thinking, the opposite of spontaneity, is the earliest writing style. Formal thinkers can seem pompous or humorless. Big words, articles, nouns, numbers, and prepositions dominate their writing. Analytical writing is second. This group seeks clarity and understanding. Analytic writing uses exclusives, negations, and causal words, such as because, reason, or effect. Narrative writing is the last. Natural storytellers employ this method. Pronouns, past tense verbs, and conjunctions are common in narrative writing, especially with, and or together. We can better understand people's thoughts, worldviews, and relationships by categorizing writing styles. The author also found that descriptions of seemingly unrelated objects indicate a person's thinking. Another experiment had people describe a bottle of water. Even simple descriptions showed individuals' distinct thoughts. Key idea number 5. Language can disclose emotions and dishonesty. Most people can read emotions through language. Unfortunately, many people don't deliberately express their feelings through language. First, people who wrote about their own experiences used more words and described detailed details. They also used I, me, and my more than those writing about fictitious traumas. I words indicate self-awareness, and participants writing about their personal trauma were more conscious of their feelings. Knowing this makes identifying bogus essays easier. Pronouns reveal a person's mood. Consider Rudolph Giuliani, New York City mayor from 1994 to 2001. After his 2000 cancer diagnosis, Giuliani became more humble and warm. The author examined Giuliani's press briefings to determine if his pronoun usage altered during his emotional turmoil. Compared to pre-cancer news releases, I words increased dramatically. This makes sense because persons in tremendous emotional or physical suffering look inward and utilize I words more. Instead, angry people focus on others. They frequently utilize second and third person pronouns. Language can disclose emotions and dishonesty. In an experiment, participants wrote essays about genuine and imagined trauma. The pieces were hard to tell apart. Computer analysis showed major disparities. First, people who wrote about their own experiences used more words and described detailed details. They also used I, me, and my more than those writing about fictitious traumas. I words indicate self-awareness, and participants writing about their personal trauma were more conscious of their feelings. Knowing this makes identifying bogus essays easier. Key idea number 6. Language reveals social standing. As you know, your words reveal your thoughts. These terms can also determine social status. Function words, like thinking styles, are the best indicators of social status. Nixon's secret White House office voice recording system contributed to this scandal. Nixon's private chats with political aides were analyzed using these tapes. Nixon used less I words than his counselors. Nixon used more I words after the Watergate affair as his position declined. Pronouns affect social standing and can be classified into 3 groups. First, higher status persons use first-person pronouns less than others. High-status people use I, me, and my less while talking to lower-status persons. Second, high-status people use first-person plural pronouns, we, us, our, much more than low-status persons. Finally, higher-status people employ second-person pronouns, you, your, in writing and speech. Why do pronouns alter with social status? Focus determines the answer. In face-to-face conversations, high-status people gaze at their audience when speaking but away when listening, according to research. Lower-status folks glance away while speaking. They're gazing where? I words are likely because they're introspective. I words are self-focused, whereas you and we words are audience-focused. During the Watergate scandal, which led to Nixon's resignation, his language showed these status markers. Nixon's secret White House office voice recording system contributed to this scandal. Nixon's private chats with political aides were analyzed using these tapes. Nixon used less I words than his counselors. Nixon used more I words after the Watergate affair as his position declined. Key idea number 7. Language style matches show compatibility and care. Have you seen a movie that made you act and talk like a character? If you remember this from a movie or novel, it was probably the character you liked best. Why mimic this imaginary character? When people pay attention, their communication styles converge. Social scientists know that people replicate the nonverbal behaviors of people they pay careful attention to face-to-face. The degree to which people mimic each other indicates how much attention they are paying to their discussion partner. Speech is no exception. As with nonverbal language, the more two individuals interact, the more their function word and pronoun usage matches, a process called language style matching, or LSM. LSM can even predict romantic compatibility. This speed dating experiment assessed potential couples' talks. Above average LSM couples were roughly twice as likely to meet again. Compared to 52% of couples with low LSM scores, 77% of couples with high scores were still dating 3 months after the speed date. Remember this on your next blind date. Key idea number 8, we words identify groups and pronoun use predicts performance. Good teamwork, successful teams, like lovers, employ function words similarly. High we word rates frequently indicate success. Why? We words show group identification. Robert Cialdini's 1970s experiment illustrates this concept nicely. Researchers asked top-ranked football team students about prior games in the trial. The students' team frequently answered, "We won." They lost if their team lost. How come? We want to identify with successful groups. We modify our language to distinguish ourselves from failing organizations. Couples speak similarly. We words, we, our, us, are generally good for relationships, according to research. You words, you, your, yourself, suggest poisonous connections. Function word use among group members can also predict performance. We words indicate group identity, but they cannot predict group performance. As you discovered in the last blink, language style matching amongst group members can. Wikipedia is a collaborative encyclopedia. One of the author's students examined Wikipedia editors' group talks and found that teams that used function terms similarly produced better, more authoritative entries. Even the most basic words convey a lot about us, from how we think to how we fit into social systems. To view more content like this, subscribe. Don't forget to like and turn on notifications. The channel really benefits from it. I appreciate you being here.